All right. So for my scene, I picked the education one, where if you do know what that is from, it's from the Wednesday scene when she's at the headmistress office and she's going over Wednesday's overall experience with school. And Wednesday, trying to be the rebel as she is, tells her no school can hold me. So in the scene, my key thing I'm going to be doing with the poses is trying to display that. I'll have Mary over here. I'm going to have her standing up straight, very proper, while I'm going to have Ray over here. He's going to be slumped over more and he's going to have more attitude since Wednesday has a lot of sarcasm in her voice and will show more, maybe a little bit more slumpness. I'm not sure quite yet, but that's where I'm going to have the poses are going to be. And for the first and last points, since there is no context, but for the actions, I'm going to have Mary over here. She's going to be a bit more gestural in her hands and arms. There's going to be a lot more expression in her face. So when I go and get that all finished up, she'll have more of a prim, proper British woman aesthetic, while Ray over here, I'll have him a bit more slouched over, perhaps. His hands are going to be folded, or I'm going to keep him stiff. I'll see, which I will decide at the end, to where just to show night and day, to show that he doesn't care to be there, and she does want to try to maybe, I don't know, make an impression or something. I just want to make sure to where both of them are different in how I'm going to portray them. And for the extremes, I believe I am going to potentially do more extremes in the facial features. I don't know how much I can do with her hands from what the idea I have. I could probably push that more along with her face, maybe to make her more amused, disgust, or even a little bit snarky and sarcastic, because they're saying you've been through 8 schools in the last 5 years. What's that about? So I definitely want to add more onto that one. The holds and rests and anticipation. So for the holds, there's not many of them, but I think what I can do is I can have her hold on the screen more when she is looking and interacting and looking up the information of them being expelled from different schools. And perhaps even with Ray, what I can do is near the end, since he has the final line, I can have him as a moving hold to where his hands are neatly in his lap, to where he's just slowly just moving a few inches. But I still have to figure out the anticipation overall. But I am thinking it's going to be a bit more towards her and her expressions. I'm I'm wondering for the less amused and a little disgust as well for Ray. I can do that too with a snarl and snarkiness. But yeah, that is my overall idea and thought process of what I am going to try to do for my scene and see how that works out. I'm going to storyboard it and get started on my 5 poses.